Hey guys, it's Ernesto and welcome back to yet another video. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. I'm having a wonderful day. So today we're going to talk all about filling the frame, and we're going to talk about the two things that helps me with making the decision on whether I fill the frame or not fill the frame. So stay tuned and we're going to get straight into this video. Before we begin, this video is sponsored by Irix. Irix is a company that was started by photographers who make amazing lenses both for photography and for cinematography. In this video, I'll be using the Irix 150 2.8 manual focus macro lens, which I talked about in more detail at the link above and below. To get more information about this and all the lenses that they offer, you can go to their website at irixusa.com. Some photographers may say you have to fill the frame in order to have a compelling and impactful image. Yes, I could see the argument of why that makes sense, because that image can have a lot of mood and drama and detail, which as a general rule or guideline I get and I understand. But as a self-taught photographer, I sometimes ask myself, when do I fill the frame and when do I not fill the frame? This could be a difficult question for most, and I know for me, speaking as a self-taught photographer, it definitely was a difficult question for me to answer. So let me break down my thought process of what goes into making a decision of whether or not I fill the frame or not fill the frame. And for me, this boils down to two specific things: distractions and context. So let's start with distractions. Just because someone said you must fill the frame doesn't mean you have to go out and create images with just a person's eyeball or a close-up image of their face, hands, feet, etc. No, that doesn't make sense. To fill or not fill the frame requires deliberate intention. Filling the frame includes a compositional element, which means I have to find things in my composition that complements my subject and not distract from it. Distraction is the key. One photography rule we often talk about a great deal is not to have something growing out of someone's head. And the reason for that is because it's a distraction. With video, you can often get away with a pole growing out of someone's head because the image is constantly moving. However, with photography, it's a still image and your audience have more of an opportunity to study the image and notice certain elements. So as a photographer, it's our job to help eliminate those distractions so the audience can focus more on our subjects. And how do I get that done? Number one, I first decide on what and who is my subject. Second, I decide on what elements in the frame of my image complement or distract from my subject. If there's any element in my frame that distracts from my main subject, then I eliminate it. Eliminating the distraction could mean getting up and physically removing that distraction. If I can't remove the distraction or I cannot move my subject, then I use my gear to assist with eliminating that distraction. Lens choice can assist with subject isolation, and today I'm using the Irix 150 2.8 manual focus macro lens, which will significantly help me with subject isolation, or using a wide aperture to blur out the background. So why is context important, and how does it help me with my decision to either fill or not fill the frame? First, I have to consider my intended audience. Having a balanced image is critically important to storytelling. This is important with video and is especially important with a still frame. With video, a director could tell his or her story with multiple frames. With a still photographer, we only have a single frame to tell our story. That said, what we choose to include or exclude in our images will give the viewer an impression of the story we are trying to tell with a single frame. So as a photographer, it's critically important to be deliberate with the composition, as that provides context in relation to the main subject. For example, as the creator of the image, if I'm on location and I have an incredible landscape but I don't wish to make the image about the landscape because that is not my subject, then I would choose to use a long lens to isolate my subject and eliminate the background. One last example, if I was capturing a portrait of a person in the most interesting location, which has character, mood, and texture, well, if I capture a close-up portrait of the subject's face, then I'm not capturing the full story. In summary, fill in the frame means to me being very deliberate in what I choose to include or exclude in the frame of the photo that I'm taking. Choosing the right tools to convey the message that I would like to deliver is very important. In this particular video, I chose to use a long lens for the subject isolation because I was trying to go for a portrait. But if the story requires a wider lens, then that's what you need to choose. And finally, context and distractions, those are the two guides for me that help me with my journey in my photography, to help me figure out what I wanted to include or not include in my images. For you, it could be a completely different journey, but I'm hoping that my video, my experience would help you in your journey, to help you figure out how you basically would go about choosing what goes into your frame in terms of filling the frame, and what you choose to exclude from your frame in order to make your images a lot more compelling to whoever is viewing it, and to ensure that the story that you're trying to tell is obviously coming across as you intended it to be. Alright guys, so that is it. I hope this video was helpful to you. If it was, please go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. Put some comments down below, let me know what you think. Share this video with your friends and family if you think it will be helpful to them. And guys, if you got this far in this video and you haven't subscribed yet to the channel, well, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys on my next video. Take care.